Alright guys, we're back again. We're going to do a little discussion about my three oddballs that I sort of mentioned in my previous video. Each of them is sort of something that I really like. I really like a specific part of them or their trait or their color or something like that. I think in the future will definitely help in combination with some of the animals that I already have, with the offspring that is in the future or the works, let's say, for State 48. And I couldn't be more excited to have them with me. We're actually going to go over one of my favorite snakes in my setup. Don't let anybody else know that though, right? Alright guys, come along with me and we'll look at them in a little more detail. Thanks for tuning in. Okay guys, so here we go. Here's the three. Casper here, the blue-eyed Lucy, kind of going off screen. This is, and I've said it before, everybody likes to not call favorites. This is my favorite ball python. I hate to say it because I love them all, but she's definitely she's my buddy. She's pretty incredible. She just hangs out when I'm cleaning cages or anything like that. She'll just wrap around, hang out. I've said that before in previous videos. And this is Calypso. Oh, by the way, the blue-eyed Lucy here, she is a Mocha Mystic. When I first got her, she actually had a super faint pattern. It was almost like a snow or something like that. It was really cool looking. It was kind of the reason that I was drawn to her. She was actually my first ball python too that kind of got me back into this craze of ball pythons, because I don't know, I haven't really discussed this before, but I did this pretty heavily back in 2009. I was really into morphs and the animals and everything like that. I ended up having to do a lot of traveling, and I couldn't really provide the proper care that I really wanted to for the animals, so I ended up kind of getting out of it. And it was always a giant regret of mine because this is something I have a ton of passion for and truly, truly love. So I ended up going to a reptile show. I used to just go every year just because, and I saw Casper and fell in love. And she was always a snake that I'd always wanted. You know, back in 2009, blue-eyed Lucies were, expensive. Not that they aren't still pricey themselves right now, but a snake that I definitely really, really always wanted, and I had an opportunity to get her, and I did. And now look at me. Here I am making YouTube videos and spending every dime I have on these animals. But I digress. Going down to Calypso here. She's kind of a cool morph that I don't think a lot of people know about. She's a black pastel Huffman. They call it a black pearl, hence why I named her Calypso, Pirates of the Caribbean. I know, very clever. But she's an incredible animal as well. Obviously, I'm just going to keep abusing the word incredible, but she is. I really do like her. Her personality and Casper's personalities are my top-notch favorite. She's super explorative and always cruising around and seeing what's going on, and two is she's also a possible het hypo, which is another reason I purchased her as well, because I don't know if any of you have seen the Slick, a snake called Slick. If you haven't, you guys should look that up. I might throw a picture up of it here in the video somewhere around here. But that's an awesome looking animal, and it's just a Huffman black pastel hypo. And the things it does is just something special. I love how it gives it this dorsal stripe pretty much the whole way down the animal. I know it's kind of hard to see. There we go. It's a little broken up, but fairly awesome, I will say. I love her side pattern. It's like a storm almost. It's so unique to me. Pretty underrated gene, I feel, the Huffman gene, and it's mixed with black pastel or cinnamon for that matter. The cinnamon, I believe, is called the Siren, and the black pastel version is called the Black Pearl. But what's cool about both Calypso here and Casper is they are essentially supers. So no matter what I breed them to, I'm going to get a Mocha or Mystic in the case of Casper, or Calypso here, I'm going to get a Black Pastel or Huffman. And I think that's, that's an incredible thing to have. It's very powerful as far as a female goes for any male that you may breed her to. So that was, these are all like, I've talked about strategy before, and I hate to use the term strategy, but this is all part of the plan, so to speak. I like to buy what I like first, and then I like what I buy to have something that it can really, do in the future, because that's what we're all here for. We're here to just do fun things. And I'm sure you guys know this is 11. Holy cow, hold on. Got an escapee here. Got to move her out of the way here. This is 11. She's kind of going into shed. She's super faded right now. But she is a Pastel Highway. She is also possible het for pied. I got her from Justin Kobelka, and what an amazing looking animal this is. These animals don't even make sense to me. I don't understand how a ball python looks like this, but wow, I love them. I think everybody does. I don't think there's a lot of hate out there for this animal. They sure are something special. And the piebald version of this is obviously bonkers. I don't know if you guys, I don't know why you wouldn't, but Justin Gobelka's pied versions of this is just stunning. So that's, hopefully she proves out. Fingers crossed here for that. But that would be an awesome project. That's why I originally got Dave, the yellow belly pied, was to breed him to her and prove out her and make some Pastel Highway pieds myself, if everything came together how I hope it does. So that's kind of her plan. She was, believe it or not, the same age as Dave, and Dave's sitting at about 800 grams, 700 grams, but she just didn't want to eat. She hated eating. She, she was that snake. She was that problem child, so to speak, but that's her prerogative. If she's not hungry, she doesn't eat, and no big deal. So it's just one of those things that you have to be patient with these animals. I do everything I can to make sure that where they're at, they're happy with. I change substrate. I give them a hide. I bring up the humidity. I change the temperature. I do, everything I can until something works. And when it does, I rejoice and I am ecstatic, because that's probably one of the single most, I don't even know the word I'm looking for. Fun. It's fun is the wrong word, but I'm looking for happy, I guess. That is the single most happy moment that you can have when breeding these animals, is when they eat. That will never get old. Watching these animals eat and knowing that they're happy and hungry and doing all their snake stuff. So that's always a cool deal. That's for sure. And these guys do not want to hang out with me. I mean, that is obvious at this point. This is snake wrangling at its max right now. But at any rate, these snakes have I think a pretty big future here. Obviously, they're never going to go anywhere. They're my lifelong buddies until they pass away or I pass away, whichever one happens first. I hate to say it, hopefully them before me, but what can you do? I do think that they're just going to do incredible things. I'd like to bring Scaleless into all these animals. I'd like to bring Clown into all these animals. I think the Black Pearl Clown would be something to marvel at. The Black Pastel Clowns are crazy to me. I think they're super high orange and they have really unique side patterns, and that's something I really like about the Black Pastel. Not only the color morph, they do quite a bit to the pattern, which is, obviously what we're all going for. Different, right? Different than normal. Obviously the Pastel Highway, what a bonkers trait that is. I'd like to just make more of those. I mean, they are silly. Honestly, putting in hypo into her, I think would be super cool. The Clown version, I haven't seen one of those. I'm sure it's been done. That would be something unique. And then, ultimate goal, let's talk about 10 years down the road here, is why not get a Pastel Highway pied Clown scaleless, right? 'Cause that's what we're all doing here. So, but yeah, that's kind of just my brief little introduction here on these last few animals. they're some of my favorites, that's for sure. 11 and I have a really strong relationship with feeding. I mean, it was a long road. But here they all are, trying to get out of here, trying to show me that they're ready to roam. It's got to be kind of cool to get out, see the world, I guess. All these fancy lights are out here. So that's sort of it, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. I think next week I'm going to do my 1,000 ways to raise a ball python. You know, everybody has a certain way of doing it, but it all seems to work, right? As long as they're eating, you're doing something right, so to speak. It's always good to see them shed and eat and be healthy and happy and moving around and not lethargic. And I just want to kind of give you guys my take on how I do things around here. Obviously, there's, like I said, 1,000 ways it seems like to raise these animals, but there's some general guidelines and general consensus on what you need to do and how you need to do it, which is kind of some things I want to go over, and then maybe some unique things that I do that maybe could help anybody out that's checking this out. But that's sort of it for now. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys have ever seen the Huffman gene in action. If you guys have any other unique animals that you've seen it mixed in with, that would be awesome. And I'm always up to see new stuff. Another thing, I kind of had a question for you guys. There was, what is his name? Dave Palumbo at Muscle Serpents University just did an interview with the Florida Reptile Ranch, and they showed the mandarin ball. And if you guys haven't seen that, you guys should go check out that video. But I'd love to know your guys' input on that snake. I mean, man, I see a lot of potential in that animal, you know, compared it to Orange Dream as an enhancer gene. That mandarin ball with those reds and the right animal, I think that will be something special. So something I've kind of been looking at, interested in. Very expensive animal, but who knows, you know, who knows what the future holds. And it is tax season, right? But again, I've tried to end this 15 times now, so thanks for watching. Let me know, and until next week, I hope everything's awesome for you guys. I hope the season's going great, but talk to you guys soon. See ya.